It's our top story. We can't keep Elsa from frozen away, but we can give you tips on how to prevent your pipes from freezing and bursting. We have raw footage of the assassination people are talking about around the world. And will self-driving vehicles be in our near future? Find out when they will be hitting public roads.
Live from the most watched station in West Texas, you're watching CBS 7 News, the breaking news and weather authority. CBS 7 Morning News starts now.
Hi, good morning. I'm Tatum Gwen. We survived Monday, Greg. It is now Tuesday. I'm struggling a little bit. Time now is 6 o'clock on the dot. Before we get into everything happening today, let's start with weather. It's been very cold the past few days. It's still cold today, but nothing like what we've seen.
Nothing, like what we've seen. It is definitely going to be a change for the better as we head into the rest of the day. A mix of clouds and sunshine. Temperatures will be much warmer today than they've been in days past, but you have to wear the heavier coat this morning to get out the door. Temperatures are still in the 20s, and a few of us even have wind chill readings in the teens this morning. Let's take a look outside, show you what's happening this morning. Head down to the south. We'll start you off with a live look at the city of Alpine. Good morning here in the Davis Mountains. Not a bad start to the day here. You have visibilities that are looking good. Temperatures are actually a little warmer in Alpine than they are, say, even parts of the Permian Basin. Take a look at those temperatures. 40 right now in Alpine, although just down the road in Marfa, it's 24 degrees, a little bit closer to freezing at Fort Davis. So grab that heavier coat. Keep it with you. It's 33 at Presidio this morning, 31 Dryden, 29 up to Fort Stockton. We have temperatures in the lower to mid 20s around the Pecos area, 27 Hobbs, Odessa, and Midland, 28. As we head to Big Spring, lower 30s from Abilene back to the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Looks like 20s at Waco and Fredericksburg, but 30s and 40s pretty common as you get down toward the Texas Hill Country, say Austin, maybe San Antonio, a little bit further to the east than Fredericksburg. You get a little warmer. It's not much warmer, but it's there. Current wind chill readings are in the lower 20s now at Midland International Air and Spaceport, Fort Stockton as well. 19, the Guadalupe Mountains National Park, 17 in Carlsbad. There's still a few spots over the northern reach of the Permian Basin that have wind chill readings in the teens. So heavy coats, take them with you this morning. You can shed those a little later in the day. We'll talk about the afternoon warm-up, what we can expect for the rest of the week, and your Christmas weekend forecast. That's all coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
Greg, thanks. It's no surprise December comes with cold weather and even ice storms, but some people were not fully prepared for the sudden freeze that we experienced over the weekend. Water and pipes froze and then they burst for some Odessans, especially pipes on the outside of their homes. Exposed to the cold weather, they are more susceptible, they're more likely to be damaged with cracks and leaks.
They always tell you to leave your water dripping whenever it freezes like this, and this is what can happen if you don't. So kind of learned our lesson there the hard way.
Greg, if at first you don't succeed, just change the sentence. According to plumbers, there are ways to prevent your pipes from freezing and bursting. Wrap your pipes in heat tape or use insulation around your pipes. During the cold months, especially when temperatures are below freezing, keep a faucet dripping.
Do you know where Zuzu is? Robert, we just want to give an opportunity for you to share your side of the story. Do you have anything to say? You have no comment.
2 months later, and the boyfriend of Zuzu Verk still has nothing to say about her disappearance. That's a story we continue to follow this morning. Missing Alpine student's boyfriend, Robert Fabian, went before a grand jury yesterday. This is the second time the jury has met in Zuzu's case. Fabian waited 5.5 hours with his attorney before he was called before the grand jury. Our cameras were rolling for it all. He was in and out within 10 minutes. Given the short meeting, Zuzu's parents don't believe he had much to say.
Hope and anger and perhaps some disappointment. I was hoping that he would be in there for longer.
The jurors were paid out yesterday, so that means there will be no session today. As far as the grand jury reconvening in the future, that remains unknown. Ector County Attorney Dusty Gallivan says in just the last few weeks, there have been at least 2 DWI crashes in Ector County. He says it is an ongoing issue. So his office has created a DWI advertising campaign that began yesterday in an effort to educate people about the dangers of drinking and driving. You can find it on Facebook.com/Dusty Gallivan, Texas. Christmas is 5 days away, believe it or not, and with holiday cheer comes holiday spirit, the kind in your heart and sometimes in your cup. To ensure your holiday spirit isn't dampened, the Texas Department of Public Safety troopers, as well as local law enforcement across the state, are beefing up their patrols through the holiday weekend of December 23rd through the 26th, and then again December 31st through January 1st. They are looking for drunk drivers, speeders, seatbelt violators, and other dangerous drivers. During the 8-day holiday last year, there were 11,139 arrests ranging from DWIs to seatbelt violations. A word from all of us, be careful. All new this morning, Andrews County commissioners are moving forward with the plan to create an oversight group that would decide how the waste control specialist tax funding is distributed throughout the county. The group would be made up of people representing each taxing entity. Inside the agreement, $400,000 will be set aside from the tax money that will be used solely by commissioners. An application process for 4 at-large seats will begin at the start of the new year. Funding for a new Wink volunteer fire truck and equipment have been approved by Wink City Council. City leaders approved all of the purchases that will total over $430,000. That will include a new truck, equipment, and a special imaging camera. The Winkler County News reports that some of the expenses will be covered by insurance and grants. A longtime Odessa Sheriff Mark Donaldson is saying goodbye to the Ector County Sheriff's Office. He began his law enforcement career as a police officer for OPD in 1977. Sheriff Donaldson has been in office as the sheriff since 2001. We spoke to him about his career.
It's not only just the employees, but it's just the public. Is going out there, dealing with them, being able to help them in some way. You know, that phone call where somebody calls and says, hey, I've got this problem, that problem, whatever it is, and be able to solve that problem.
It's all about service. Sheriff Donaldson adds that he has been preparing everything for Sheriff-elect Griffiths to take office. From all of us here at CBS 7 News, happy retirement, Sheriff Donaldson. Several windows at Odessa High School have been broken, according to an Ector County School District official. The windows that were damaged can be seen from 14th Street. ECISD police are investigating. We will keep you updated on what happened as we receive more information. Orion Drilling Company is partnering with the University of Texas for a historic project in Pecos County. It's called the Deep Borehole Field Test, and the purpose is to determine whether deep boreholes can store nuclear waste or geothermal energy development. The project will take 2.5 to 5 years to complete and cost between $20 to $40 million. The initial phase of the project is to provide Pecos County citizens with enough information to make an informed decision about the project and its economic impact. 'Tis the season to give back, and what better gift than food? Oatmeal, to be exact. That's what H-E-B is doing. The grocery chain is delivering H-E-B Quick Oats to 17 food banks in Texas, providing 2.4 million bowls of oatmeal to Texas families. Each bank will receive 4,608 boxes. The truck started delivery yesterday.
Time now for a CBS 7 Weather Authority update.
It is almost 10 past the hour. It's time for Greg Morgan and a look at weather outside. Greg, chilly start. We've been talking about it all morning.
Yes, it is a very chilly start to the day. Make sure you're prepared for that. Good morning, everyone, and a happy Tuesday to you. It is Tuesday. Things are always a little bit weird on Tuesday, so I really want everyone to just kind of, yeah.
That's a vibe.
That's it.
Greg's riding on a bike.
Hey, okay. Well, I think we're going to give this thing away here pretty soon, so thought I'd bring it around behind the studio here. All right, take a look outside, show you what's happening. City of Midland, good morning, everyone. We are seeing traffic picking up along Interstate 20, both east and westbound lanes, starting to see the traffic load increase. It usually does that about this time every day. It's not quite as busy as normal, though, and I think just kind of goes to show everything. A lot of folks getting ready to head out of town, or school's out for some already. So we're getting there this morning with less traffic along the I-20 corridor. Though it's pretty busy this morning. Be ready for that. Temperatures right now 27 degrees, feels like 22. The dew point down to 16 degrees. Visibility though not bad at all this morning. Looking at the west wind, 5 miles an hour to start the day. We'll see temperatures climb from the 20s up to the 50s by lunchtime, into the 60s this afternoon, and we'll continue our climb into the 70s by tomorrow. Big warm up as we hit the peak of the week. Now on Thursday, it gets chilly. That did include a yellow alert for your Wednesdays. I think a cold front will arrive probably after 6 p.m. And once the front arrives, winds will shift to the north and they'll accelerate probably a few gusts to around 35 miles an hour or so. So please, if you do have evening plans, maybe you're doing some shopping, procrastination, be ready for it. It looks like we will see a strong round of wind. West winds 5 to 15 most of the day Wednesday, then north winds probably 20 to 30 as that front comes through late Wednesday. Cooler on Thursday, then a slight chance of rain as a few disturbances move by on Thursday, Friday. A bigger problem in the mountains of New Mexico, the Sacramento Mountains, Carlsbad, Roswell, westward through Hope, Cloudcroft, Ruidoso. Those areas really going to see a big mess of ice and snow. Just going to be kind of a nasty drive. So if that was part of your Christmas travel plans,
maybe consider going a little bit early if you can.
If you can get out early, you need to do it. If you had plans to go to Ruidoso for Christmas,
okay,
you need to get out like today. Yeah, you can't push off. Otherwise, you probably won't be able to make it in some spots. I mean, it's just, once you get up in the mountains, I mean, they do a great job of plowing and treating the highways there.
But still, I mean, I wouldn't want to be caught out in that.
No, it really is nasty. I mean, we're right there on, especially right east of Cloudcroft on 82. You get a lot of winding roads right there, and man, all it takes is one slick spot.
Get hairy real fast.
Yeah, be careful.
So we are helping some people do their Christmas shopping.
Yes.
This year we're doing our 12 days of Christmas giveaway helping us with the Griega Law Firm.
Yes.
They do this every year. So now we're going to give away 2 more bikes. Greg just rode one of them into the studio.
Yes. No damage on this one.
No damage on this one. He didn't run into anything, so that's good news.
But I know our director looked at me like, oh my God, he's going to hit a camera.
Yeah, I was a little worried, like,
it was a little bit of a...
oh no, this is how it ends. This is how the camera, how do we explain this one to our engineer? Oh, well, you see, Greg was riding the bike.
What are you going to say?
That's
Greg happened.
But nothing bad happened. So we're going to be away 2 bikes right now to a brother and sister. This comes from Shauna Bridgeforth. She nominated both for children in the contest. They're wonderful kids, which is amazing because they are teenagers.
Usually don't put wonderful and teenager in the same sentence.
Well, these two are. These 2 are. I was a delight when I was a teenager. My parents are here. They'll tell you about it. I was great.
Oh, I'm sure they're going to tell me a lot of stories.
So, anyways, we're not talking about me. We're talking about Shauna's kids. Her daughter's 15 and her son is 13.
There's a reason you've never met my parents.
Last week, my husband lost his job due to layoffs in his company.
Oh, man.
It was a big blow to us, especially because it happened right before Christmas. I'm on disability and my income goes directly to pay the rent. When I heard about the contest, I decided to give it a try. Thanks for the opportunity, and I'm going to think positive thoughts in hopes that my kids will win one of the prizes. Well, Shauna, they did. We have 2 bikes for them here, so
fantastic.
Have a good Christmas for both of your kids. Thanks for entering. I'm really loving this contest that we're doing. Shauna, I will put your phone number, so I'll be giving you a call and sending you an email to let you know when you can come pick those up. So that's the best. I love this time of year for that reason. We always think about giving back, but we don't oftentimes think about people that need help, and I love that we're able to help.
That's really cool.
Well, still ahead, we are keeping an eye on your money, but first, here's a peek at the city of
Midland. Good morning.
Midland. Good morning, everyone.
Time now for a CBS 7 Weather Authority update.
All right, morning everyone, and a happy Tuesday to you. Let's take a look at temperatures across the area this morning. Mid to upper 20s right now for Odessa, Midland, even a 30-degree reading at Midland Air Park there on the North Loop. 28 degrees out to Big Spring, 27, 28, Hobbs, Seminole, back up toward Andrews, on over toward La Mesa. Gale at 29 degrees. Snyder reporting 27. Colorado City not reporting in, but the last observation I saw was 30 degrees. We have 30 down to Big Lake, upper 20s, San Angelo and Barnhart, mid 20s. You get back out toward Wink and Cayanosa, on over to Pecos. You have temperatures that feel a little colder. 17 at Snyder. Feels like 17 in Wink this morning. 19 out to the Guadalupe Mountains. So a little bit cold, especially when you factor in the winds. That wind chill reading feels like it's in the lower 20s at Midland International. Back over toward Odessa, 23 degrees. 21 at Fort Stockton, 25 Cayanosa. Now temperatures in the mountains Well, normally, the mountains are the colder spot, but remember, cold air is very dense, very heavy, likes to seek out the low-lying areas first. So the mountains are actually a little warmer this morning than maybe some of the surrounding locations. Looks like 40 degrees in Alpine, 49 as you head up to Mount Locke. Temperatures a little closer to freezing at Fort Davis, below freezing in Marfa. We're even into the 30s down to the Presidio Valley this morning. And if you factor in the winds, those temperatures that are in the 30s might feel like they're in the 20s for some locations. In fact, Presidio did have, at the last observation, a wind chill reading in the 20s. So as the winds fluctuate, expect those wind chills to slingshot anywhere from the 20s to the 30s down to the south this morning. Feels like 21 in Fort Stockton, feels like 21 in Van Horn. Now, let's take a look at your 7-day forecast. Today we'll climb from those colder temperatures this morning back up into the 60s. I think we'll even aim for the 70s tomorrow, and we'll see a drop in your temperature. Now, 72 is not bad. West wind 5 to 15, that looks even better. But when you factor in the winds associated with the cold front that'll bring us these cooler temperatures, that's why I've included this yellow alert day here. Let's take a look at those winds for you in detail. Looks like, again, 5 to 15 be about all you see. And notice the wind arrows here are all out of the southwest through the day today. But as you get into your Wednesday evening time slot here, looks like the winds begin to shift all the way around to the north. And you notice these brighter colors starting to pop back up, moving on into the area here. That is your cold front. That'll be moving southward into the area starting Wednesday evening. So maybe you're heading out, you're doing some shopping as you get off work on Wednesday, whatever you have going on Wednesday evening, you will see, I think, a stronger wind. That's why I popped that yellow alert in there just to account for that evening time slot, say 6 to 10 p.m. Looks like we'll drop to almost the freezing mark Wednesday night and Thursday morning. We'll aim for temperatures in the mid 40s on Thursday, somewhat cooler than that 72 degree reading on Wednesday. Then we'll see temperatures begin to climb into your Friday and Saturday, though there will be some extra clouds, slight chance precipitation Friday and Saturday. It'll be in the form of rainfall here with maybe some snow and some frozen precipitation in the Sacramento Mountains. But you'd have to head way up in altitude and all the way into New Mexico, I think, before you see the wintry stuff. Windy conditions are possible on Christmas Day, but I think a bulk of the cold air and the precipitation associated with that next storm will drift to our north. We'll have to watch active weather in the Texas Panhandle on Christmas Day, but I think here locally it's just going to be a wind.
This CBS 7 News segment is brought to you by Subway, Eat Fresh, and by Chevrolet. See your Permian Basin Chevy dealers today.
Stores are counting on last-minute shoppers. You can see it in commercials. National chains from Macy's to Nordstrom and Walmart have sections online devoted to last-minute gifts. But many millennials are taking a different option. According to research from Qualtrics, an insight and customer experience company, a quarter of spending by millennials this holiday season will be on experiences. Mike Mahan from Qualtrics says you'll see more trips, you'll see more big dinners, you'll see more events that people are going to go to. People will also give as part of that experience because they can tell that story on social media. They can learn about those products and also experience those with other people. If you need something now, get tickets to a future concert or a movie online, or go to a restaurant and get a gift card. In many cases, you can print or email confirmation of your purchase, even on Christmas. When we come back, we'll have a look at your News of the Strange. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. Before we get into News of the Strange, I want to bring you up to date on some news that's happening right now. We just got confirmed from Odessa police that there was an armed robbery at a convenience store on 8th and Golder. We just got confirmed from dispatch within the last 5 minutes that they are still looking for that person. They say that they walked into the store armed with a revolver. So scary situation. If you do see a large police presence in that area, that is what is going on. So perhaps consider staying away and keep your doors locked, people. Yeah. We're working to get more information on that story, so be sure to stay with us right here on CBS 7. So we got business out of the way. Let's get to News of the Strange. Strange. Patrons at Gold's Gym in South Carolina got a big shock when a deer came crashing through a plate glass window. Deer don't skip out on leg day, Greg.
No, well, this one did.
The deer scrambled through the treadmill area and turned weight benches into its own private obstacle course. Witnesses say the deer was only inside for about 2 minutes and went out the way it came in. The National Weather Service decided to use Arctic temperatures to educate people about the dangers of extremely cold weather.
Yeah. These poor guys. All these big, guys, they're in the gym until the deer comes in, and they all just ran.
Yeah, you see all those like juice heads in there who are. When I go to the gym, there's always like those 2 or 3 people that are like, ah!
Just
It's like there's
screaming
really no need for that, and I would have
there you go.
loved to be
See?
there when those juice heads see a deer coming at them.
That's it. They all run.
They're not that tough. All right, moving on. National Weather Service decided to use Arctic temperatures to educate people about the dangers of extremely cold weather.
Yeah.
At the Sioux Falls office, is it Sioux?
Sioux. Sioux Falls.
Well, again, I don't know how to read.
That's
All right,
okay.
Sioux Falls office, where it was about 24 degrees below zero.
Below
24
zero.
below. Meteorologists tried out some extreme cold experiments, and they put them on
Well,
social
he's not even
media
wearing gloves.
for all to see. They took a big cup of boiling water and threw it into the air, where it turned to steam. Please be careful if you tried this one at home. They soaked a shirt in water, left it outside. It froze in about 10 minutes. They froze an egg by cracking it into a frying pan left in the cold.
Right.
Interesting. They even froze bubbles, which that's kind of cool in every sense of the word. I want to see the frozen bubbles.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yikes.
So-
24 below.
24 below zero. Of course, a lot of people have been doing the whole, boiling water, throw it into the air. And when you boil water, it's already really close to the vapor point. So it's already very close to vapor. And then when you instantly freeze it,
Interesting. The more you know.
I wouldn't try that here. You probably aren't going to get all of it to
You know,
evaporate.
Sunday it was so cold. I went out and went to take out my trash because I have to be a responsible adult, you know. And I'm not kidding. People
Chores,
don't
s'mores.
believe me. No, I had like my glasses started to like freeze. I had like little icicle
Yeah,
frost
No, it was that
on
cold.
my glasses.
it was that cold. With windshield readings hovering around zero and temperatures well below that.
Misery.
Still wasn't quite cold enough though to take a whole cup of water. Some of it would evaporate and turn to steam, but
It's still just water.
some
falling
of it would have
down.
fallen, and then that would have turned to ice, and then it would have been bad.
No bueno. Moving on, we're getting a sneak peek of a new self-driving minivan. These pictures are from Google's project to develop
soccer moms
self-driving
everywhere drooling.
cars. It's called Waymo. You can see how the Chrysler Pacifica vans have sensors on the corners and the roof. Waymo has already tested early prototypes of these vans, including more than 200 hours in extreme weather. The company is currently testing 58 self-driving vehicles, including 24 Lexus SUVs. Waymo's CEO says the Pacifica vans will hit public roads in 2017, next year.
That's just so weird.
The future is here. I don't know if I trust it.
I can't. I can't. I mean, I've seen what my graphics computer does on a daily basis. You know, it just freaks out, and like even today.
Is it user error?
No, that's what the temperature map earlier. I said 62.
It
and
has a mind of its own. It really
popped
does.
in 58.
Our cameras also have a mind of their own
Yeah.
as well. They'll just
They go back
almost
and forth.
knocked out Marilyn one day.
Yeah, like went swinging around.
True story. That's why
yeah.
she's sitting back there now.
Yeah, she's. You got to keep your distance. Be careful. I saw a video. I think it was like a ESPN Sports Center or something like that, where the ours, thank goodness, don't have auto wheels. Our cameras just turn. And
Yeah, and it
pan
like
themselves.
ran into one of the
Yeah,
guys.
it was like kept ramming the set, and
Yes.
it actually pushed it out of the studio. Yeah,
This set is so old that nothing could move it.
big boss
it
is
takes an
back there
act-
secretly thinking.
It takes an act of God to get this thing out of here. It's heavy. It's
It is.
timber.
Yeah, no, this was definitely built
They don't
to
make them
last.
like they used to. Weather, though. Are your computer models working right now?
No, they're not actually. They're all over the place. That's kind of one of the problems we have. Of course, we've been talking about this big drop in temperature that I was anticipating coming on Christmas Day, maybe the day after. Well, now the latest data suggests that might just clip us. Amarillo might get it, Lubbock might get it, but we might just get wind instead of the big plunge in temperature. It's going to get you look at the temperature
Right.
bands, they come
How
right
it
down.
Always does. It always does.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes it does.
Just
that.
right down to our northern counties and then drifts off to the east from there. We do have warmer temperatures today and tomorrow, 60s today, 70s tomorrow. There is a front moving into the area Wednesday night. That'll give us a drop in temperature for sure. It's not as cold as this last round of Arctic air, but I think the front will arrive late Wednesday, so I've bumped you up to a yellow alert there as winds will shift to the north and accelerate. Probably a few gusts to around 35 or 40 miles an hour, but I don't think that they'll gust to 60 like they did on Saturday.
Yikes, anything but that. That was awful.
That was awful.
Allergy sufferers, asthmatics, no bueno.
Bad.
Coming up after the break, we're going to give away a gift card. The 12 days of Christmas are still going strong, so y'all be sure to stay tuned. We also have a look at your actual news, local and national headlines.
Right.
Keep it here on CBS 7. But first, here's a peek at the city of
Midland.
Midland. Good morning.
Don't go anywhere. We mean it.
Live from the most watched station in West Texas, you're watching CBS 7 News, the breaking news and weather authority. CBS 7 Morning News starts now.
Hi, good morning and happy Tuesday to you. I'm Tatum Gwynn. Time now is 6:32, and before we get into today's top headlines, let's start with weather. Greg, what is the temperature right now? I know yesterday we barely got above freezing. Are we going to get there today?
I think, yeah, we're definitely going to get back above freezing, but we are below freezing for many of us this morning. So you can grab a heavier coat, keep that with you to start your day. We're going to talk temperatures across much of the region here in just a moment, though I do want to take a look outside, show you what's happening, and we'll head all the way down to the south. Look at the city of Presidio. Actually, most of what you're seeing in the shot here is across the border in Ojinaga. Only a few of these lights you see right at the bottom of the screen there are actually in Presidio. So you can see, again, a very beautiful start to the day. Of course, the lights of the city shining bright here. Nothing super significant going on weather-wise. Temperatures are cold, though. 1 degree above freezing in Presidio right now. These are actual temperatures. It's 41 in Alpine, 10 degrees colder at Dryden, 31 degrees there, 24 in Marfa, 29 Fort Stockton, 23 as you head out to Pecos. It's 27. Hobbs, New Mexico, back to Midland International Air and Spaceport, down to Ozona, upper 20s, Big Spring, San Angelo, 30 degrees at Abilene and the Dallas-Fort Worth area. We're in the upper 30s to the mid-40s from Austin down to San Antonio. Fredericksburg checking in just below the freezing mark this morning, 29 degrees there. Now, if you factor in the winds, it does feel quite cold in some spots. Carlsbad and Pecos feel like 17 degrees, 21, 22 your real field temperature now. Fort Stockton and the Midland International Air and Spaceport. Marfa feels like 24. Alpine, even though temperatures are upwards of 40 degrees, feels like it's in the mid-30s. You do want to grab those heavier coats. Feels like 33 degrees at Presidio. San Angelo, Brownwood, feel like 24, 25 degrees. Looks like Abilene at 22 real field temperature. Wichita Falls at 18, and all the way up into the Texas Panhandle around Lubbock. We are at 22 degrees. Those are, again, real field temperatures. So that's after you take the temperature, the wind, you combine those things together, you get the actual feel of the atmosphere. And so you do want to cover any exposed skin, things like that before you step outdoors. Make sure you have the heavier coats. Now, winds are going to stay out of the southwest through the first part of the day here at 5 to 10, maybe 5 to 15 miles an hour to start the day. Looks like Sweetwater, Abilene, 11 to 12 miles an hour. Nothing real significant here. We'll see those winds continue out of the southwest through much of the day today and into tomorrow as well. But Wednesday evening, we will see those winds begin to shift around to the north as a cold front drops into the area. So make sure you're ready for that. Temperatures, again, starting this morning, 20s, 30s, warming into the 50s quickly by late in the morning, right around lunchtime. I think we'll see temperatures climb into the 60s this afternoon. Details on that and much more are coming up in just a few minutes. We'll have a full look at the 7-day forecast. We're tracking our cold front. Also looking at your Christmas weekend forecast. Don't go anywhere.
9 weeks and 5 days.
No clues. We have no direction.
You can tell by the area that the kids have come out here and played. And you assume that they might have found something when they're playing into the weeds.
Nothing.
Sheriff's Office.
No sign since October 12th, the last day anyone heard from 22-year-old Zuzu Verk. But one man refuses to call it quits. Every day after lunch, Brewster County Sheriff Ronnie Dotson and his deputies
Sheriff's Office.
chase leads.
All right, you just let me know, and I'll have it for you.
And turning up empty-handed only pushes them harder and further, stepping into uncharted territory.
Our biggest fear is we've missed her. None of us have stopped. I mean, we just don't stop looking. You're not just limited to the 4 square miles of Alpine. You're limited, you still got this other area that goes and goes and goes.
Not ruling out anyone, anywhere, or anything. Making sure they hit every square inch.
We've got roads that aren't patrolled. We've got roads that nobody goes down for maybe once a week. So all those places have to be looked at.
Even finding themselves running into familiar orange flags, a technique used by search teams when Zuzu first disappeared.
They would mark the places so that other teams behind them wouldn't come in on them.
With each new step, Dotson sees hope.
We don't want this to be the one that we left on and didn't get solved.
Missing a puzzle piece that lit up the world.
You know, as long as she's missing, we're incomplete.
Ronnie Dodson does want to ask people that you search your property and report back to them if you live in Brewster County. It could be one less place Zuzu is likely to be found, and deputies can cross those locations off their list. We do want to get you caught up to date on some breaking news happening right now in Odessa. Odessa police are on the search for a person that robbed a convenience store at gunpoint about 2 hours ago. It happened at 8th and Golder at a convenience store. Dispatch does confirm with us within the last 10 minutes that the person was armed with what they believe to be a revolver. So if you do notice a large police presence around that area of 8th and Golder, be sure to perhaps stay away, maybe take an alternate route if you do travel around there this morning. And we will be sure to bring you more information as it does become available. Well, here's a rundown of stories that you'll see and hear about today. Authorities in Germany are looking into whether terrorism played a role in Monday's deadly truck crash in Berlin. At least 12 people were killed, dozens more injured when a tractor trailer originating from Poland barreled into a crowded Christmas market last night. Officials are questioning a man they arrested about a mile and a half from the scene. The incident in Germany came on the same day Russia's ambassador to Turkey was assassinated. Andrei Karlov was speaking at a photo exhibit in Ankara when he was shot dead by a Turkish police officer, shouting about Syria's civil war. The 22-year-old assailant was later shot and killed by Turkish security forces. President-elect Donald Trump strongly condemned both incidents yesterday, tweeting that the civilized world must change its thinking. On Monday, Electoral College members officially selected Mr. Trump as the 45th President of the United States. 7 faithless electors deflected, most of them refusing to support Democrat Hillary Clinton. All new this morning, despite the downturn in the economy, school districts have not seen an impact when it comes to enrollment. In fact, student population at Andrews ISD is actually larger than this time a year ago. At the end of November, student numbers stood at just under 4,000. The Andrews County News reports the district anticipated a drop in student numbers. More students means more money for the district. At last check, the district had a $3 million deficit. The tiny town of Toyah is expanding. There hasn't been a restaurant in the town in 10 years, but thanks to a daughter-father duo, that has changed. Ed Puckett and his daughter Savannah Puckett have just opened the first restaurant in Toyah in a decade. Toyah Takeaway became official Thursday. The Pucketts have already had lots of customers, but it's the oil field workers and visitors passing through town that inspired the family to open shop. Puckett says one day he counted nearly 500 semi-trucks pass through town and that the building that is now the restaurant had been sitting vacant for years, so they decided to put it to good use. The town of Presidio is offering reimbursement of up to $1,000 for business owners for them to paint the exterior of their building. There will be up to 5 reimbursements given out on a first-come, first-served basis during the 2016-2017 fiscal year. That's according to the Big Bend Newswire. The Presidio Municipal Development District is working out the details on a new renovation assistance program. And like we said, they are still working those final details, and we'll bring you more information as that becomes available. A new scam has hit Texas. The question is, has it happened to you? Midland police say a moving company is loading customers' belongings onto their trailer and then hiking the price and holding the furniture until the raised price is paid. Police did not name that company, but says if this has happened to you, contact the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles. Their number is 498-4674. Well, paperwork is about to intensify for employers. Senate Bill 23 E-Verify was filed yesterday by Senator Charles Schwertner. The E-Verify bill will require state contractors to use an E-Verify system when hiring to ensure that new employees are legally entitled to work in the U.S. We will keep you updated on that bill as it progresses. The state of New Mexico is making major strides towards the development of childhood education. New Mexico Tech is looking at leasing 6.6 million acres of unleased federal mineral estate. According to New Mexico State Land Commissioner Aubrey Dunn, quote, "The revenue earned by leasing these minerals could potentially provide hundreds of millions of dollars to invest in our kids," end quote. A faith-based program that mixes Bible with soccer is coming to the Permian Basin. Rock the Desert United will offer high-level coaching at a minimum price for players beginning January 22nd, 2017. For just $60 a season, players will receive technical training as well as a faith-based character training. But the fun isn't just for the kids. Parents will also be invited to join on a free Bible study and exercise class while their kids practice. For more information, contact Shirley Almanza. Her number is 557-3963.
Time now for a CBS 7 Weather Authority update.
How great is that, Greg? Rock the Desert organization continues to do so much good, and now they're offering a soccer program at a reduced rate. That's so great. I know sometimes those expenses can add up really fast, so
Oh, yeah.
exciting.
It's really cool. I like that.
I do too.
Job. So tells you about likes the weather.
If you like warmer weather,
If you,
you're gonna like
if
this
you were kind of
forecast.
liking all the colder temperatures,
Yeah.
then, well, then sorry. It's going to warm up. It's Texas supposed to. Let's take a look what's going on for this morning. Now we're looking live at the city of Presidio in the background here, but we're showing you the official observation from Midland International Air and Spaceport. The two really aren't that much different. I mean, you have temperatures hovering right around the freezing mark. Presidio, you're a bit below that. Back to the basin here. It feels like 22 out there this morning. Dew point 16, visibility at 10 miles, westerly winds at 5 miles an hour right now. Now through the day, I think we're going to start in the 20s. We'll warm into the 50s. So I mean, your midday temperature here, somewhere if not even a bit below, a bit above, rather. Your temperatures on the high side of things, area-wide yesterday. Just a really big warm-up today, 62 by 4 p.m. I think that'll be about your high for the day. West-southwesterly winds be about 5 to 10 miles an hour this afternoon. Now tonight, we'll dip back down into the mid-30s. And while it's cold, it's not 20 degrees with a wind chill less than 5. So we are looking at slightly warmer conditions across much of the area. We'll warm all the way back into the lower 70s on your Wednesday. Big warm up here despite some extra clouds. You get a westerly wind 5 to 15 miles an hour for most of the day. So you're looking at this and thinking, well, why is this goofball got a yellow alert day in here, which is your disruptive weather is what the yellow is. Of course, if you're new to the area, we do tag the first 3 days as a color-coded system. Green, meaning nothing is going on, everything's good for you. Yellow is disruptive, could be wind, could be any kind of disruptive weather. And of course, the red alert, which you'll rarely see, but those are the days when we feel the weather is bad enough that it could actually pose a significant threat to life or property. And that's when we pop in the red alert. You'll very rarely see those, but they do pop up occasionally. Yellow alert for wind. Now you're looking at this 5 to 15. That's not the big deal. It's going to be right around 6 p.m. on Wednesday when we start to see that front sneak into the area. When that front does arrive, I think the winds will shift to the north and accelerate, probably gusting to 35 or 40 miles an hour. Because the winds are going to be that strong for a period of time, they're bumped up to yellow alert, but I don't think that'll have a significant impact on a bulk of the day. Tonight, we'll dip down into the 30s. Tonight, we're into the mid-30s. Tomorrow night, we're into the lower to mid-30s, right around 32 or 33 degrees, and we'll only warm into the 40s, I think, across the area on Thursday. So there'll be a significant drop in temperature for your Friday Eve. On Friday, we'll see a 20% chance of precipitation. Here in the basin, it looks like rain, but further northwest into the Sacramento Mountains and maybe the immediate adjacent plains of the Sacs, locations like Hope, New Mexico, Roswell, Carlsbad, Artesia, those areas might actually experience a frozen mix of precipitation. Those of you doing some travel for Christmas could run into some icy roads across much of New Mexico, especially the higher terrain. It looks like here locally, though, going into your Christmas weekend, we'll see temperatures in the mid-60s on Saturday. Right now, I'm going to go around 60 on Sunday. I think it could be upper 50s, could be lower 60s, dependent on your location. Certainly going to be some strong winds on Christmas Day.
So
ready for that.
Be ready for that. All right, so we've got one more gift card to give away today. I still have like 5 more here, so if you don't win today, keep watching the rest of the week. But I want to talk to y'all about this teen. He is so deserving. I love this. The winner of a Visa gift card, $100 Visa gift card, is Angelo Campos. Let me tell you about Angelo. This kid is pretty remarkable. I believe nurse, cardiovascular nurse at Medical Center Hospital, nominated him. So first of all, he's a freshman at OHS and so talented. He was chosen as one of the 4 students and one of the thousands nominated in the country to play at the 2017 Honors Performance Series at Carnegie Hall in New York. We did a story about that a few weeks ago.
It's just an incredible honor.
He's the youngest player, by the way, in that, but that's not what we are recognizing him for. What's more impressive is the fact that he saved his mom. Carrie Morris, she writes that his mom had a stroke a few months ago, and Angelo recognized the signs of stroke and immediately called 911. She says that this is rare for anyone, much less a 15-year-old. Angelo got his mother to the hospital in time to receive the treatment for stroke. This is rare because only 10% of stroke patients in West Texas arrive to the hospital in time to receive stroke treatment due to the lack of knowledge and the signs of stroke by the general public. This is, according to the nurse, this is awesome. I mean, it just keeps getting better. His mom had a stroke in the area of the brain that most certainly would have left her with significant disability and possibly death. But because of Angelo and his quick thinking and knowledge, she's walking and talking and, for the most part, back to normal, full recovery.
Wow.
She told him the next day that he deserved a gold star, but he deserves a lot more than that. And she would love to see the shining star of a young man be recognized on Christmas, and we recognize it too. That is great.
That is such a cool story.
One of the best stories that you've heard.
It's great.
Like,
And
I
it
kind of
really
want
is
to
so
do a
important.
story
I mean,
with him on that.
You actually, that'd be a good news story. Man. We can do that.
Angelo, Tatum Gwynn's calling. But Angelo,
She got a $100 gift card. She's going to hold it ransom, though, until you agree to do a sound.
So you go on TV with me.
Yeah.
No, but really, that is so great, and I hope that this will help you have a very Merry
Absolutely.
Christmas, get you something really nice. Congratulations, Angelo, and from
And I hope
all
you're
of us.
an inspiration to everyone watching. I mean, that's such a cool thing to,
15 years
fast.
old.
Remember, that's the signs.
Yep, absolutely. And from all of us at CBS 7, I hope that your mom has a very fast, quick recovery. It sounds like she's on the right track, so
Absolutely.
That's really great. Coming up next, we've got to look at your medical headlines. We're bringing those back, blast from the past.
All right.
It's right here on CBS 7 Morning News.